In this video, I'm gonna give you the breakdown of how one of our edtech clients, MakeIntent.com from Delhi, were able to grow their B2B outbound sales by 66.6% in just 2 months. So without any further delay, let's jump in. Hi, my name is Sachin. I'm the founder of the Year Consulting, and we work with adtech and service-based businesses and help them to double their sales in 3 to 6 months and create a high-performance team. So without any further delay, let's jump in. So here we go. Now, as I mentioned to you, this is a B2B case study where this adtech firm MakeIntent.com from Delhi, India were able to increase the B2B outbound sales by 66.6% in just 2 months of working with us. Now, before jumping into how exactly what we did and all this stuff, let me just quickly share you the background of what exactly this company do. MakeIntent.com is basically an adtech platform which has both B2B and B2C sales process. Now, in B2B, usually they interact with colleges, universities, and they conduct the training programs and workshops on different topics across India, where they send the trainer in the college. And usually these trainings are like 2 days, 3 day, or 5 day training. And the minimum benchmark and the minimum requirement, they need to have at least 40, 50, or even 60 students who need to be present for these workshops. So basically, Hardeep Singh, the founder, partnered with us, and during the October 2024, which is like 3 months back, related to the sales process and system in place. So he was quite unsure whether this entire sales consulting will work for him or not, as his team was working on B2B outbound sales, as I mentioned to you. So basically, how they generate the leads for their businesses is just by cold calling, taking the data from internet, and finding out the emails and the contact details of the HODs, principals, placements heads, and directly calling them up and setting up the further meeting. So that's how they are sourcing their leads or their data. So he was very unsure whether this will work for them or not. So his main challenge was data was not maintained properly, and his team was not able to deal with certain objections when we started with them. And there was no sales framework or no call recordings to see how they exactly are doing the calls. So Hadip knew what needed to be fixed, but he did not know how to do it and build a process around it. And that's where he connected with us. So it was a team of Hardeep and his B2B team, and usually they have around 15 to 16 individuals who are part of these B2B outbound calls. And they do, as I mentioned, cold calls. If cold calls don't work, they go on cold emails. And the average ticket size is vary from 70K up to 1 lakh. That's the average ticket size of any training program they do, any kind of workshop they conduct in the universities or at times in schools too. Now, what were the problems or the challenges? As I mentioned to you, there was no proper framework, no call recordings, no sales KPIs, and new salespeople were not able to close the deals in 3 to 4 months. So can you imagine, like once the person is in and they are still not able to close any deal for 3 to 4 months? So this was a very, very huge constraint that was there in the process, and they were not having proper sales management like CRM. So there everything is automated, all the auto reminders, the follow ups, and everything, and getting consistent objections and not able to track the deals, as I mentioned to you. And because of that, there was unpredictable sales revenue and no consistency in business growth. So these are the major challenges. Now, what was the solution? So basically, they joined with us on DC program, a 6 month online sales mentorship and consulting. So they joined that in October 2024. Now, what exactly we did, I will go into specific details now. So basically, we implemented our DC sales framework and templates to first train the sales team on how to have a meaningful conversation, the cold lead that they were having and they were dialing. And here are a couple of points that I would like to share. So basically, we help them in setting up the sales KPI for every salesperson and for the entire process. And we help the entire team and train them on high converting call sales call frameworks and structures, because they're not having any kind of structure. People were randomly doing their calls the way they found is good for them. So there was no structure, no approach on how a cold call should be conducted. So basically, we train them on and we have shared that framework with them. And also, one of the major issues that I found out was the articulation and the pitch, because a couple of the sales staff were not even aware what exactly the product is about and how exactly it's going to be helpful for the universities and of course the colleges and schools. So there was a lack of product knowledge on that, and of course the articulation as well, because all these sales rep are just freshers. So they were lacking the communication skills as well on how to articulate it in a right way, in a better way, which words to use, how to form the entire sentence that can really show them that they are the authority or the expert in what they are doing. And the target audience, which were on a high pedestal like HODs or the principals, they actually listen to them, right? So this was another major constraint that was there when we started with them. So we trained the team on how to ask better questions so that prospect really listen and book a second conversation with them, because as I mentioned, they were cold calling. So usually it's just a 2 3 or even 5-minute conversation that they do over the phone call, and then they book a second meeting where it's a Zoom or a Google Meet, where actually they were showing what exactly will be the outcomes and the benefits of these workshop to the management, or at times to the students as well, by conducting a webinar for them. And then only the enrollment happened for the training or the workshop that they were conducting. And then we train them on different objections and how to prevent them, and then handle them, especially the pricing objection that they were getting consistently. Then lead nurturing system and the follow-up process, what are some various techniques to follow up, because in B2B, as you know, the sales cycle is usually long, so how they can really shorten that up. And then role plays, more calls, and QC of the sales call really help them to implement everything at a faster pace and improve quickly. Now, of course, they have still not reached the target that we have set for them, but there is a consistent improvement that is happening over within 2 to 3 months of your time, and there are 3 more months to go. I'm sure they'll be able to double it up. That's the target that we have kept for them. So did it work? Of course. So the progression, basically, they started with us around in 10th October, as I mentioned to you. So we helped them in sales management, and call recording set is done. Now the calls are getting recorded, and we have brought in a pilot project for them. Not all of the calls are getting recorded, but at least 3 to 4 individuals were set up on the CRM system. There was a proper management, there was a proper trackability, and of course, we were able to listen to the call recordings as well. The new journeys have started to crack the deals within first 2 months. Earlier, as I mentioned, 3 to 4 months they were not able to close any deal, but now within 2 months they are closing. Now the team has a proper sales framework, a structure on how to conduct the cold call, the first conversation, the second conversation, and of course how to prevent the objection and handle the objections like a professional, like a pro. This is the major highlight. Now the team is very confident and properly able to articulate the pitch. As I mentioned to you, this was a major issue that I find out, that because of that, they were not seen as a leader or an expert in what exactly they were doing. And that's why all the target audience not talking to them in that way, because there was a proper lack of the framing and how they are positioning themselves when they are talking to them, when they're opening their conversation, right? So now the team is much more confident, and there is a great culture in the sales team, which is really helping them to go further. And this is the main point, and because this is the results. In November and December, the team has progressed and able to increase their sales by 66.6%. And considering December is their lowest month, reason being because most of the colleges are closed due to vacations, due to exams, right? And here, as you can see in the results part, this is a screenshot from their team manager who's managing the entire team. Now in October there were 9 confirmations, in November there was 15, and December as well there were 15 confirmations. And as I shared with you, every ticket size worth 70,000 to up to 1 lakh rupees. So this is how they have generated that revenue, and this is the result they got, and this is what is demonstrated here in this screenshot. Now of course you can go and check out more such wins about our clients on by going on DC Wall of Wins, theyearconsulting.com/testimonials. You can check out, or you can check out our YouTube channel. You'll find a lot of such case studies of our clients. Now, what were the lesson that we learned from this? So Make Indian story shows that what's possible when you combine unique expertise with proven systems. Hadi went from doubting whether it will work for their B2B business, especially when they are doing outbound cold calling and all. So he was not sure about it. There was certain uncertainty, and now his team is closing the deals and growing further. Again, as I mentioned to you, they have not reached where they want to go, because again, it's just 2 3 months, and the entire process of us is for 6 months. So I'm sure they're on a right path. They've already shown a great progression in the last 3 months, and by implementing our system, I'm sure they will be able to double it up in next coming 3 months. And I will keep you posted. So this was a success story of Make Inter. Now my question is to you. So do you also want to fix your sales challenges, or the problem or the constraint that are not helping you to grow further or scale further, and you are stuck in that despite you are getting good quality leads, but still your team is struggling to close those leads in 2025? Then here's something that we can help you with, because as I shared with you, we work with ad tech companies day in day out and help them to grow further in their sales process. Now we have been working with startups as well who are starting from scratch. We have been working with companies who are doing 10 to 15 lakh as well, 25 to 30 lakh as well, 50 lakh as well, even 1 CR as well, whether it's B2B, B2C, or whether you're selling any kind of product in ad tech or any kind of service in ad tech. We have done it all, and we are covering it all. So if you feel like that you need a helping hand, then here we are. For that, we really need to have a conversation and really see where your business is exactly and how we can support you to grow. So if you can relate with Hardeep's situation and wish to get the results like them, then I would like to invite you for a free consultation call with us. You can find the link here in the description of this video. Click on that link, fill out a 6 to 7 application questions, which will really help us to understand your business. And then one of my team members will reach out to you for a quick chat to see whether we are the right fit for each other or not. And then we'll be meeting over a 30 to 45-minute detailed conversation where I will share with you customized step-by-step action plan to grow your sales. And here's my big promise: these 45 to 60 minutes will be the most valuable time that you have ever invested on your sales process. Or else there's a coffee coupon on me. So this is absolutely free for you. So click on the link, apply for a consultation call, and I would love to help you and support you to grow your ad tech business in 2025. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.